Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The Immaculate Conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Thank you for joining us today for another class here at ISBHPK. We're here located in Houston, Texas. All right. The address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. If you're in the area, in Houston, surrounding area, listen, please come out and join. There's nothing like coming to a classroom, sit down in the chairs and see your teachers face to face. All right. Again, the address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard, and that's going to be Houston, Texas. All right. And as well, we have a school in San Antonio. All right, the school's been there over 25 years. This is San Antonio, Texas. The address is 4219 Centergate Street, San Antonio, Texas. Zip code is 78217. Again, we got a school in San Antonio. They've been there over 25 years doing the work. All right, we have another sister school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The address is going to be 501 Copper Avenue, Northwest, and that's going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Again, the address is 501 Copper Avenue, Northwest Albuquerque, 87109. All right? And as well, just to let you know about our classes. As you know, we have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All right? So classes for Monday and Wednesday is going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. All right? My apologies. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. is Monday and Wednesday. All right? So Friday, for the evening service, Shabbat evening is going to be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then for the Sabbath service, Sabbath morning class, that's going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All right? And as well, we have a school location in Austin, Texas. If you're out there in Austin, man, listen, hit us up, let us know, and we'll get more information for you regarding Austin. All right? Oh. And as you see, we have a whole YouTube channel. So you can go on there and see a lot of archived classes. But as well, we have a children's edition, all right? We have kids class that you can look on there as well. It's going to be postponed until Passover, when Passover is over, but we're going to start that back again. And that's going to be on Sundays at 12 p.m., correct?
11.
Sundays at 11 p.m. So it's definitely good to get the youngsters, the children, get their mind engaged with the laws and the statutes in this Bible, the stories of the patriarchs, and to learn our heritage, all right? We have, like I said before, live classes. Anything that, a lot of subjects we've been going over for years, Genesis breakdowns, Revelation breakdowns. We've been actually breaking up the classes from questions and the class itself. So if you have any question, most likely somebody's asked it, most likely. You can actually go on there and look and see if you can find it on there, and you'll have a specific video for your question. All right? And cable shows. We have a cable show on Saturday. It's going to be 8:30 p.m. We're going to get that started back up on channel 17. I want you to look out as well. We're having a radio show. All right? So it's going to be a global radio show that's going to be on Street 93.3. And that's going to start April 3rd. That's a Tuesday. So it's every Tuesday at 5 to 7 p.m. And that's going to be Street 93.3. The show is called The Hidden Truth. So there's all different avenues of hearing this word and being able to get this word spread out for our people's edification. All right? And our brother in San Antonio in Albuquerque, Mashaba has a blog talk that's Monday through Friday. So for those that are in traffic from the time of 9:30 a.m. or if you're at work and you're able to listen to the blog talk show, check it out. Good information, a lot of good breakdowns, and the brother's putting beautiful classes together. There's a lot of scholars on there, a lot of old school teachers that are coming through and spreading the wisdom and knowledge that our people needs, all right? And you can look that up at blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba. Again, that's going to be Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m., all right? And if you want to reach any of the teachers, you can reach Priest Kazakia at the number 281-707-2737. Now, the brothers are out in Trinidad right now, so if you have them on Facebook, listen, text them. But as well, we have a email address that you can email the teachers as well. That's going to be isbhpk@isbhpk.org. Again, the number or the email address is isbhpk@isbhpk.org. All right. And just to let you know as well, we have to give you the number, Priest Quadazop. His number is going to be 303-557-8979. All right. Again, that is 303-557-8979. And for more announcements for the week and the a lot of our classes, net classes that are coming up, but we have a high holy day of Purim. Purim is coming up on March 16th. That is this Friday, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. March 16th, 2018. Come out, man. We're having a feast here at our school. You can come and join. Listen, if you don't have any funds, don't worry about it. That's why we have the food ready for you. Fellowship with your brothers, and you'll be able to come through and see us face to face. Once again, that's going to be March 16th, 2018. And if you don't know the address, again, the address is 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. Again, 8524 South Braeswood Boulevard. And another high holy day that's coming up is going to be Passover. Passover will be April 1st, all right? This is the big one. It's the Super Bowl, baby. This is what everybody's been waiting for. Everybody comes in with their glorious garments. We got the sisters doing hard work, putting garments together. We got brothers and sisters coming from Albuquerque, coming from Dallas, coming from San Antonio, Austin, Arizona. All these different areas to get together with their brethren, man, on this high holy day. The address for Passover is going to be at Sterling Banquet Hall. All right? Sterling Banquet Hall at 5475A Southwest Houston Parkway, Houston, Texas. Again, the address is going to be Sterling Banquet Hall, 5475A West Sam Houston Parkway. West Sam Houston Parkway, that's going to be at Houston. All right? Houston, Texas, 77042. All right? So if you want to donate for the Passover, we have a monetary donation site or location, which is our Wells Fargo account that should be on the bottom of the screen that you can donate to. You can donate for Passover. Listen, you can donate for the edification of your people. I don't care if it's Bibles, apocryphers, pencil, pens, pads, listen, tables, cars for street speaking, trucks, whatever it may be. You can come on by and give your alms and your donations because it's much needed. Again, you'll see the Wells Fargo account on the bottom, or as well, we have a Google Wallet. Our Google Wallet is going to be isbhpk@gmail.com, and that's for any type of monetary donations. And again, for those that don't have the means of the money to give for the Passover, listen, still come out, because it's definitely going to be taken care of, man. And this is what we do for our people. So come out, enjoy the high holy day, and see your brothers and sisters face to face. All right? And with that, we got Priest Bonabata on deck. So if you have any questions, go ahead and gather those right now.
Right, yeah.
And we're going to go ahead and get right into it and enjoy.
Oh, good.
Yes, sir.
All Shalom. Shalom, man.
Shalom, shalom.
Surprised there was no traffic today, man. It's a holiday. It's spring break. All the kids is at home. I know in San Antonio it's like that. So, but now we good, man. We should wait. See, just a minute. See if there's any questions. You know what I'm saying? Even from here, for the ones here or online, if there's any questions, you know, maybe we can get you knock them out real quick. If it's one of them hard, extensive questions,
Just hold on to it.
then you gonna hold on to it. Because I have to get back, man. But if it's a quick one, I can go and hit it on up, man.
I got a couple as well.
He says, you know what we're gonna do? Let's go into the class. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to hit the topic. We short timed, but I will do this if there's any questions. If it's something that you really got to hear answered, when Kazak gets back or by Wednesday, we'll go ahead and have time to hit him on up, deal with those questions, man. But you know, tonight we just want to just go dig into the topic, really, and start just keep building on the spirits that we've been building on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Going that route, man, and really just trying to keep just working on the fact that this is about our spirit, you know. So tonight, we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over not doing your will, but you're gonna do the Most High's will. This is about if it was the let me get you right now. One second, it was nice, it was perfect. I don't think I gave that, you know? Make sure. The topic of the class will be the Most High's will be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of building off of the fact that what we went over Saturday for Sabbath service, how we went through the at the end of the class, and we started going to Ezekiel, where I think it was Ezekiel 37. You'll go there, Ezekiel 30. You'll start Ezekiel 37 to build off it, because at the end of the class, I like the one thing that the class was showing. The class showed the Sabbath reading. It showed us that this wasn't about us. This was about the fact that we gonna do what we're supposed to do because the Most High is restoring His name. So it's all about His will. You know what I'm saying? This is what He wants. Right. So you're gonna be in here serving Him because this is what He wants. This is not free choice. You know what I'm saying? We don't get to pick our power. He is the most. He's the power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can pick churches all day long. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing that in the world since we watched our parents do it. I don't like this denomination, so I'm going over here. You know, I don't want to be a Baptist no more. I want to be a Jehovah's Witness only because they more stick to the law or the Bible or something like that, right? Then I go, well, you know what? If we were Episcopalians, we're not going to be that no more. We finna be Lutheran. But we watched that growing up. People jump religion to religion. But you come into the truth, and we almost try to do the same thing. I like something about that group, so I'm jumping group to group as opposed to seeing that it don't make a difference. You got to serve the Father. It's still going to be about His will. And the whole time, it's supposed to be like this. I'm looking for somebody who will explain to me, as opposed to show me the Bible, show me what the law says, and shalom. You know what I'm saying? This is what the scriptures say. You get questions, man, do we have to wear fringes every day? The law, what the law say? Then take it for that. You know what I'm saying? That's what the scriptures say. I'm supposed to show you that and move on. I'm not supposed to do all this hard counseling so that you're going to look for the answer that best suits what you feel. We're supposed to be adjusted and doing what the Father wants us to do and not try to make it fit my life. This truth ain't supposed to fit your life. You're supposed to now fit, you're supposed to come in here and be transformed. We're supposed to conform to this world, to this truth, not try to make it conform to my life. The serving the Most High is not secondary. It's supposed to be this is the number one priority of why you're here. I want y'all to give me 2 scriptures before we read Ezekiel. I want my brother to get me, I think it's Ecclesiastes in the Bible. Chapter 12, verse 13. Right? And another brother get me Romans chapter 12 and verse 1 and 2. All right? Wait a minute, hold up. It's up. What's Isaiah? Ecclesiastes, right? The Bible, right? That's what I'm saying. Not the Apocrypha. What you got?
Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13.
Read that.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Go ahead.
Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Read.
And keep his commandments.
Go ahead.
For this is the whole duty of man.
So it's showing you that, listen, I like this point. In San Antonio, we've been riding this point. I'm riding this point about a job and your duty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We look at how things we do here as this is my job. This is not no job. This is your duty. Your duty is to keep the commandments of the Father.
Right.
That's what's required. When you go to work, if I work at the UPS store, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wherever I work, that's my job. That's secondary. That's how I make my money. That's secondary. But if it's about my salvation, I have to do what? I have to do my duty. My duty is to fear the Most High and keep His commandments. Right?
Right.
Read that again.
Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God.
Read.
And keep his commandments.
Go ahead.
For this is the duty, for this is the whole duty of man.
So to show you, this was our whole purpose. Your purpose was to come here and learn to fear the Lord and keep His commandments. So then I was supposed to be learning to do His will, not mine. But I'm trying to make this fit me. It's not going to fit you. What you got?
The definition of duty?
Read it.
The definition of duty. That which a person is bound by any natural, moral, or legal obligation.
Read it again.
That which a person is bound.
Stop. He said that which a person is what?
Bound.
So then your duty is what you bound to do. Right?
Okay.
That's what I said. There's a difference between duty and job. Your duty is to serve the Father and keep His commandments. Your job is secondary. If my job, if I clean trash cans for a living, that's secondary. That means I don't negate my duty because I have to do a job. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say, man, this should I shave to get this job? Now, if the job affects your duty, then what do you have to do? You got to find another job because this job is starting to affect what I am bound to do. Read duty again.
Duty. That which a person is bound by any natural, moral, or legal obligation.
So listen, because Christ's blood to the covenant between us and the Father, that we would be His people, and He'd be our power. Because that covenant is there, now we're bound to the duty of serving Him. Right?
God.
That's our duty now. Because of that covenant, our duty is to serve Him. So I'm bound to that. So where it's required of me in the law, I'm bound to it. I got to stick to that. I cannot let my job affect my duty. That's what we get caught up here in America. We get caught up because, you know what, the job, if I'm a woman and I gotta wear, my job doesn't really require me to wear this type of skirt or to have my head covered. This is not about me saying, it's not my place to say, well, so you're supposed to quit your job. That's not my place. My place is not to tell you what to do. My place is to show you what. This is what the scriptures say. You got to figure out now how to do your duty. You understand? You got to figure out how do I maneuver at this job to do my duty? This man wearing his beard. The job doesn't really require me to wear my beard. My job is not to tell you to quit your job. What do you have to do? You got to figure out how to do your duty. I got to figure that out. Listen, we created our own business. You know why? Because it was hard to figure out how to balance between the both of them. Some of us ended up, I'm done. I'm quitting because I can't, there's no way I can do them both. This job doesn't allow me to wear a beard. You know what I'm saying? Now, we went, what we had, 2018?
2018.
We in 2018, and now they allow beards on the job. You could have gave us 5 years ago, we'd have been good to go. I could have got these 5 years out of my job because they allowed beards. But you have to still look at one thing. This is about doing the duty. Your duty is this. I have to now give myself to what is expected of me of the Father. I'm not doing what I want or what I feel, or I put those limits on myself. Like, I can only do this. I can only do so much. This is where this is about as much as I'm going to give. And that's what kills a man's mind. You put boundaries. But if the Most High called you in here and He said, this is the duty to fear me and keep my commandments, then obviously He knew what? You can do it. That you have the physical capability of serving Him. So if anything was in the way, I'm trying to serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give 100% to the Father because I'm giving partial to something else. That's not your duty. Everything out there in the world is secondary. What goes on in here is primary. That's what your life has to become. This work is primary, not secondary. But if we learn it online, if I come to class sometimes but I don't, I know what time I'm supposed to be here, being in class, right? I'm supposed to be here learning. I'm supposed to be in here. Everyday classes going on. Why? Because it's primary. Just like I go to work every single day, right? Every day that I'm scheduled to go to work, do I not go to work? Why is that? Because if I don't, I'm lose my job, right? So if I take the same mindset with the Father, what am I losing from Him? I'm losing the same exact thing. I'm sacrificing my position. I'm sacrificing my salvation. All of that because I don't make Him primary. I got this church mentality where I put the Most High secondary. I'm that once a week brother. Like I was that once a week person in the world, right?
God.
We have to now get to the point where I'm here and I'm about doing the Father's will and not my will, right? So give me the next scripture real quick. Give me Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and verse 2.
Okay.
And then another brother, then we go read that Ezekiel, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I want. Read that. Where we at?
Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God,
read,
that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
He said, now, you presenting your body a living sacrifice, is that a job or is that your duty?
Duty.
Right, that's what you're bound to. You are bound to present yourself as a living sacrifice. You're supposed to be bound to giving yourself. But what was I supposed to be? What am I bound to giving myself to? Read.
Holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service.
That is your reasonable duty. You bound to that. That's the least that you can do is give yourself. Now, if I'm giving myself to the Most High, what is He requiring? Read on.
God. And be not conformed to this world.
And not be what?
Conformed to this world.
So this world is supposed to be secondary. This is a place you live in, not you serve it. I don't serve the world, I live in the world. I'm of the world. But I'm not a part of this world.
Not at all.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the mindset I got to understand. Yes, I live on this street, but I'm not a part of the neighborhood association on this street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not a part of the neighborhood watch program because I don't give a damn about this neighborhood. This is just where I live. That's the mentality I'm supposed to have about America. This is where my slave masters brought me over. My ancestors were here, and my family been here all this time. So I'm here prior to the fact I was born here, but I'm not of here.
Right.
I mean, I don't stand for the principles of this place. I'm not looking to make this country a great country.
Not at all.
This place is secondary. The life that I live here is secondary. You know what I'm saying? Everything about this place is a job. It's the routine. It's slavery. Cool, I understand. This is my captivity. This is slavery. I'm living out slavery. Because that's what this is. What's my duty? My duty is that I'm bound to the Father. And I'm supposed to do what now? Present my body living sacrifice. It's supposed to be holy, acceptable to the Father, which is my reasonable service, right?
Right.
Read verse 2.
And be not conformed to this world.
Read.
But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
That means you have to renew your mind to understand now it's not my will. It's not about me. It's about the Most High's will. It's whatever the Father wants. I'm going to conform my mind to give the Father whatever it is He asks for. That has to be my thinking. Everything I've done before I came to this truth, I did what I wanted to do. When you went to college, who picked the college? You did. If you decided to go to the military, who made that choice? You did. When you wanted to sell weed, it was your choice.
Okay.
Whatever you decided you was going to do, they were your choices.
Okay.
from the person you decided to marry to everything else, it was your carnal choice. I haven't done anything up to this point. So I came into the truth. That wasn't about me. So if I'm transforming my thoughts, I have to understand that it's not about me. It's about serving the Father. So I ask myself this all the time. For every decision that I have made, how did this honor the Father? When I chose a wife, for what? Who was it for? Was it for me or was it for the body? Was it about me getting my carnal needs taken care of like I've always done? Or was it about me building this spirit? So was it more about the sister and the sisterhood than just being in a relationship like we do in the world, right? Yeah. I have to ask myself that. What was spiritual about the decisions that I make? Because I am bound. Because I have a duty that I'm supposed to be now working or honoring in serving the Father. And this is where we get trapped up. Because it was crazy. If I was a man that went to the club and I picked some woman up in the club, tell me that was about her spirit. And I'll tell you a lie. Because if it was about her spirit, you went to a quiet place. We can't even have a conversation in a loud club. This is all carnal. It was all carnal. But I've watched even men with the Bible do that stupidity. I met the chick in the world, and then what I did was I started trying to have a conversation with her. I must show her that Christ is black and we the Jews. Right outside the club, in the car. She was saying, yeah, you know you're that shit, brother. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. In Atlanta, listen, that's a pickup line. And all the dudes, everybody trying to be deep, right? Everybody trying to be deep. These guys are using knowledge to hook up. Like, wow, man. So it really ain't even about the person's spirit. It's not even about trying to now build this person up to grow or clean them up to be right. If I was trying to clean somebody up, wouldn't they at least want to be cleaned up? So I'm trying to force my way because I was attracted to this woman as opposed to just cleaning her up, as opposed to her at least wanting to be cleaned up. But I'm carnal. But you ought to look at it. You have to be able to look at your actions and find out where does this justify that. What I mean is where can I go in the Bible and read about Christ doing the same thing? Because when Christ met Mary Magdalene, did he push up? No, that she was about to be killed. He defended her and then told her, don't do it no more. But you look at it, I have to always find my actions in the Bible. Am I always justified? And if they're not, then I got to change. I have to change because that is my duty. Not to conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of my mind. Every time somebody shows me something new that I had to change about myself, that is my duty. To change it. To correct it. You understand?
God.
Now, from there.
This is Ezekiel chapter 20 and verse 40.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 40.
Go ahead.
Come.
Give me a comment, y'all got it?
Come.
That was me.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 40. For in mine holy mountain, in the mountain of the height of Israel, saith the Lord Yahweh, there shall all the house of Israel, all of them in the land, serve me.
They're going to do what?
Serve me.
He said, this mountain, he said, you are going to serve me. In the height of the land, he said, you are going to serve me. Read.
There will I accept them, and there will I require your offerings.
He said, I'll accept you, and there I'm going to require your offering. I'm going to require for you to now make their burnt offerings to me, the sacrifices for your sins, to everything else. But this is about Israel having to now serve the Father. That is our duty.
God.
Is to serve him. Read on.
And the first fruits of your oblations.
Go ahead.
With all your holy things.
Read.
I will accept you with your sweet savor. When I bring you, slack. When I bring you out from the people.
When I bring you where?
From the people.
See, when I bring, I'm expecting your servitude when I bring you out of this place. So we're going to come out of here and still be expected to do what?
Serve.
Serve. You see what I'm saying?
God.
So what should you be rehearsing now?
The righteous acts.
Right, I'm supposed to be working on my servitude now.
God.
Making them changes. Doing the will of the Father now. Because you'll come out of it and be expected to do the exact same thing.
God.
Go ahead.
And gather you out of the countries wherein ye have been scattered.
Go ahead.
And I will be sanctified in you before the heathen. And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Read.
When I shall bring you into the land of Israel.
I'm going to bring you where?
Into the land of Israel.
It's a future prophecy. Because Israel had been taken out of the land of Israel. He's not going to bring you into the land of Israel. Go ahead.
Into the country for the which I lifted up my hand to give it to your fathers.
Read.
And there you shall remember your ways.
He said, there you're going to do what?
Remember your ways.
That means we had left those ways, right?
God.
That means we had stopped following the commandments of the Father. No different as now. It became secondary to the life and the choices that we had to make. Because you know, our people are still in this mind frame. I got to figure out, I got to live here. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'm saying, well, I got to live here in America. We in captivity. I done heard that a long time in the church. We in captivity. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta survive.
Yeah, I gotta survive, man. So it'll be like going to a restaurant. I go to a restaurant and I can't control what they cook the food on. So what I'll say is, well, since I can't control it, you know, we in captivity. So I'm just gonna eat because the Most High will understand. Well, the Most High will understand you could have got a salad in that restaurant, right? Or you could have cooked at home to where you can control what you eat. The condition is cooked in, right?
God.
There are ways that we can still do what? Serve the Father.
God.
But because what I've been conditioned to do is keep using the excuse that we are in captivity, so I can only do this or that, or just get so caught up into what the things that we have done in the world that I still got them bad habits. I still slip off to the club. For what reason? I don't know. You should have outgrown that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? That's just about I outgrew that. From the world, I know what they're doing in the world, so if I go, what am I saying? I'm saying as Israelites, that's what we do. That's what the Moses said, love not the world, right?
God.
He said, neither the things that are in the world. He said, I'm telling you, this is what we're supposed to stay away from. But I still don't make it I haven't made the Father primary in my life yet, and there's still these old ways and old things that I'm still holding on to, and I'm fighting to hold on to that. You know what I mean?
God.
So read on.
Verse 43. And there shall ye remember your ways.
And there shall you do what?
Remember your ways.
Go ahead.
And all your doings.
Read.
Wherein ye have been defiled.
Go ahead.
And ye shall loathe yourselves in your...
Hold up. And where we were what?
And wherein ye have been defiled.
So what defiled us?
All ways.
This world, right? This world we've been living in. The place that you live, the things that you serve, the things that I have made primary in my life, they have defiled me. And I'm still defiled because I choose to make this world primary and not make the Most High primary in my life. I'm still trying to hold on to some of them worldly ways. But all that's doing to me in the eyes of the Father is making me look defiled. That's all it's doing. So Christ come back, what is he still going to see? This defiled man or this defiled woman. Because I have not made the choice to make serving him primary. I still like a little dirt. You know, I'm still comfortable in this dirt. I still gotta hold on to little me. Y'all need to go read about Lot's wife, right?
Kind. It's a memorial of her still.
Right. As a remembrance.
Kind.
You know, they do like this. There's real salt.
That's real.
This is a real statue.
Kind.
A statue for looking back.
Yeah.
So you gotta ask yourself, then if the Most High did this for looking back, how does he feel about you being defiled? That means I'm going to leave you in this filth. You're going to die in this filth. What you say?
I was going to say, man, when you think about Lot's wife, it sucks because, I'm not going to say it sucks, but it sucks for her. And to be in that mind state because that's what you're remembered for.
That's it. That's it. Listen, you a statue. Everybody can remember the woman who almost made it. Because you still here. The city ain't even there no more. But there's a statue of you.
It's already destroyed and you're looking back. Keep looking back.
And the sad thing is, this is a statue of the person that almost made it. The knowledge was given to her. She knew what was going to happen. She was given time to get out. Hell, she got out of the city and still did what? Died. But it's going to be a lot of Lot's wives. Not female, male and female. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still that part of that filth on me that I won't get off. I don't want to cut this loose. I don't want to let this go. There's something back here in America that I'm holding on to. I don't know. Maybe it was that magic trip to Vegas, man. I can't get out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? And so some people's like, man, just destroy the whole world. Just don't destroy Vegas.
Right.
But it's like, man, you know what? You right, I ain't been to Vegas yet, man. Well, they thinking back. Maybe I had to make that trip before they do destroy it. It's all I got to touch a little dirt. You know what I'm saying? That I can go ahead and say that I have thoroughly defiled myself and everything on this earth. Now I can move on. That's almost a mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, man, I'm going to find a woman and have kids and raise a family in hell. When I should have been like, nope, you know what? I'm trying to find a way that's trying to get out of here. So we working on getting out of here. But when two people in a couple, in a relationship, when two people is arguing, we arguing because one want to stay and one want to go. One is trying to get comfortable here. The other one's in that book trying to go. Don't the scripture say, can two walk together except they be what?
Agreed.
Agreed.
So we gotta agree. But I'm supposed to be looking for that mate that's doing what? Agree. I'm looking for the brother.
Right.
In the camp, I'm looking for that brother that's trying to go.
Same mind, same judgment.
We ain't staying here.
Right.
But at the moment, if I'm linked with somebody that's trying to die, he got a death wish. I can't change that. It's time to cut that loose and let this brother go and die, because that's what he's holding on to. Because if we're working, we're all working to get out of here, not to get comfortable. That's supposed to be our mindset, working to get out of here so that we can serve the Father, not trying to stay in filth. The place is defiled. What good does it do me? Made no sense, man. You're going to die here. If the air is polluted, and that's what you breathe, you're going to get sick. If the food is poisoned, you're going to get sick. Right. I'm here and it's a plot to kill me. You poison me every day. You poison my kids every day. You got the air polluted, the food is polluted, the water's defiled. You almost want to ask yourself, what are we fighting to stay here for? So I watched my kid grow up, and some little young girl, if I had a daughter, she gonna grow up, and the same things that we watch these young girls go through now. Guys running through multiple partners. You know what I'm saying? All she had to look forward to is the club.
Right. Stripper pole.
Right, just having fun at the club. I have 4 of them, so I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out what is the end result of this, man. You gonna grow up, get a job, and the highlight of your life is the weekend going out to the club. Because that was the highlight of my weekend, going to the club. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what else you did. Either I went to the club, or I got together with friends and we was drinking together. Drinking, listening to music. Which sounds like a club at home.
Same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Drinking, dancing, eating. And that would be like, okay, that's the weekend. Or we went out and we was drinking, dancing, and eating. When you start breaking it down like that, you start looking at, man, this is all we've been doing for years. This is what we've been doing. Dancing, eating. That's it, man. Everybody. From a Super Bowl party to a birthday party to a house party to a ladies' night to NBA Finals, Final Four. I mean, we figured out something, some reason to get together to drink, eat, and party. That's all we've been doing. Go ahead, John.
I remember I was with some friends and from work.
And if you can speak up a little bit just for the people online.
I remember I was with some friends at work and we were just talking, and I just remember the conversation, and I pulled out I basically said a hypothetical question just to kind of see what they thought, but no one answered the question, and it was just like, you know, what's up for the weekend? It just went really to that, but then that triggered. I was like, man, that's all we do is, and it was on a Monday.
Right.
You know, like what we doing Friday and Saturday.
Because that's we conditioned that way, huh? We are conditioned to operate like that. So all we do is life has no fulfillment because we ain't either went and hung out with family, or we had a drink with somebody that laughs. We even say that, man. We don't have no fun anymore. Until you start thinking about all the bad things that happened to you. When all the bad things happened, what was you doing? I was drinking. I was partying. I was out supposedly having fun. And fun got carried away. Fun ended up with a rape case. Fun ended up with a DWI. Fun ended up getting shot. That's where the fun got me. You know what I'm saying? Just something. Or I shot somebody, or I got shot. I landed in jail, and this person landed in the morgue. But they was out having fun. You see what I'm saying? That's that foolishness out there we still in the world looking for. We're looking for that. Let me share something. Go to Romans real quick. Hold that real quick. Lock around real quick. Go to Romans chapter 13 and verse
11.
Yep. That's it.
Give me a copy. I got it. Romans chapter 13, verse 11.
All right, man. Come on now. Y'all got to wake up. Get them cons out there, man. Get a little powerful with it. I know y'all gave y'all spirit at your job. Come on now.
Come on, it's true, man. Read that. Romans chapter, I want somebody to look this up now, right? Romans chapter 13, start at verse 11.
Done. Romans chapter 13, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And that, knowing the time.
Knowing the what?
Knowing the time.
So we know what time it is. We know we're coming to the end, right?
Done.
He said that, knowing the time, read.
That now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
But our minds are asleep. What's kept us asleep? Partying. Getting ready for the weekend. We like in a trance, man. We go all week, and the only thing that I'm preparing myself for is the time we'll have that weekend. Then I'm going to party Friday night, Saturday night, a little bit on Sunday, go to sleep, get ready to work on Monday. And when we get to work on Monday, what am I going to talk about from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday? When we get on the weekend.
Actually, you talk about that till the hump day.
That's it.
You talk about that till the hump day, and then the hump day you start talking
prepping
about
out the next weekend, man.
Yeah.
We even go out on that Wednesday night. It's a happy hour.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Happy hours on Wednesday because I need to have a little fun. I need a little touch of fun just to get me through the rest of the week to get ready for the weekend. Because with a Wednesday happy hour, Thursday night, ladies night, Friday, full out, we clubbing. Saturday night we in it, and then Saturday morning Saturday is always maybe a football game, some wing spot. You know what I'm saying? You start trying to recoup a little bit. But this is what life is about. That's why I said we in a trance, man. He says it's time for us to wake out of sleep, right?
God.
Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Go ahead.
The night is far spent.
He said the night is far spent. I mean, it's been long enough. Being in this condition of sleep, we've been here too long. Being in darkness, in all this confusion, we've been here too long. The night is far spent. Go ahead.
The day is at hand.
Read.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
Let us cast off what?
The works of
He
darkness.
said, I'm supposed to grow up. I got to now spiritually grow up. I had to cast off the works of darkness. I had to come out the club because ain't no righteousness going on in there.
Right.
You ain't gonna find that spiritual woman out. She might be wearing a dress, but that's not a spiritual dress, man. She might be in that white dress, but that's not a white righteous dress, brother.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Her head may be covered, but that's not the place that you're gonna find that virtuous woman. It ain't gonna happen. He said, but we have to now come out of the darkness. You know what I'm saying? If everyone was like, you know what, I'm mad at my man, I'm gonna find me a good man. I promise you, he's not at the club.
Right.
And if he is, he wasn't. If it's a good man at the club, he ain't looking for a good woman at the club. He ain't looking for that. You'd be better off meet him at church then. Because at least I'm going to give you a little more respect. But the Most High showed us one thing. This is how we still live and think, and we haven't matured. We haven't grown out of there. We haven't made that. We haven't come out of the world and made serving the Father primary in my life. Read on.
And let us put on the armor of light.
Go ahead.
Let us walk honestly, as in the day.
Read.
Not in rioting.
Not in what?
Not in rioting.
Somebody look up rioting. He said you're supposed to walk honest as in the day and not in rioting, right? So look up rioting.
Come on now. Google.
Yeah, we need a where's Lamar at, man?
I get them all.
Lamar has the phone, bro.
Come on, Hardy.
His phone had the perfect definition. Give me rioting.
Rioting. A violent disturbance of the peace by a crowd.
Go ahead.
Let's see. An uproar, an outburst of uncontrolled feelings.
He said an outburst of what?
Uncontrolled feelings.
He said, you know what I like? It always made me think of, he said, not in rioting. You talking about you watching people come from a football game? Now they just won the game. You're thinking, we're walking down the street. How did it go from we won the game to tearing a damn light pole down and flipping a cop car over?
Yep.
Now you just inside of a riot. Now we burning shit.
Setting trash cans on fire.
Yeah, you doing all that. You like, where'd that come from? But I couldn't control my feelings. It was an outburst of feelings when we got caught up and everything that happened. Some kid decided to climb the light pole, so about 40 kids climbed the light pole with him. One kid decided, let's run up the goalpost. So he climbed the goalpost, and 30 other kids climbed the goalpost. Now the goalpost is tilting over. And we cheering that on. An outburst of emotions. There's no controlling me. But that's the type of living I live. I don't have no discipline when it comes to my spirit. What you got?
It says, and act, it says to act or move without control.
To act or move without what?
Without control.
So look at it. Read, go ahead. That it?
Or restraint.
So I act and I move without control or without restraint.
And it says, wild and loose festivities.
He said wild and loose festivities. I'm telling you, that's a dictionary right there, man. He said, brother, we're not supposed to be wild and loose. We're not supposed to live our lives out of control.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Now read it again. Read Romans again, right?
Romans chapter 13 and verse 13.
Go ahead.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting.
He said, not in what?
Not in rioting.
Hold on, now I got someone else sit me riot. It says public violence. It says turmoil or disorderly. A violent public disorder or disturbance or it's a public, oh there you go.
Disturbance of the public peace by 3 or more persons assembled together and acting with a common intent.
Read.
A random or disorderly profusion.
So I like it. Both of them, listen, this was random. It just happened. But that is our life. We always say, I got caught up in the moment.
Right.
Like, brother, what happened? What was you thinking? Gosh, I don't even know. You know, I don't know. That's the only answer I can give. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, man. Because you from 0 to 90, just moving. Where was you going? that triggered that. But now, if it's about the fact that riding is something that's out of control, right? No discipline, no control. That is the one thing I haven't learned to do. I haven't learned to discipline my mind. So I'm still walking in darkness. You understand? But the Most High said we're not supposed to walk that. That's what we're supposed to now grow out of. I'm supposed to mature out of this. Read that again.
God. Let us walk honestly, as in the day.
As when?
As in the day.
That means I'm walking with my eyes open, under control. I'm not letting spirits just influence me. I'm not just doing things because I feel like it. Because that's everybody's problem. I'm impulsive. When I'm angry, I did this because I was angry. Why? Because I was angry. Like the anger was supposed to be the justification. I ate this. Why? Because it looked good. Am I not carnal? Everything is based on how I feel, what I see, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it smells like. I'm a carnal man. I have to walk in the spirit now. I mean, I have to let the scriptures be what guide me. I have to let the Bible be my restraint. That's what I have to discipline myself to be. The Bible has to be my restraint. And I got to start getting some control of myself. I'm unhealthy. And I know if I eat this, it's going to make me sicker. But what will be my problem? It smells good. Well, everybody else is doing it. They might be, but you don't get to do it. Because you're supposed to be practicing what? Restraint, control, self-control. You're practicing walking in wisdom, not in darkness. Finish it.
God, not in rioting and drunkenness.
Not in rioting or being influenced. That's what it be drunkard, meaning you're under the influence of something. But I'm letting everything influence my life as opposed to taking control of my life. I make the choices. I let the Bible guide me. I'm not influenced by family, friends, everybody else. I did it because that's what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That means I'm drunk, man. I'm still easily influenced. I'm under their influence. As opposed to being sober-minded. I'm letting the scriptures be what influence me. I let righteousness influence me. I let that guide me. Read on.
Not in chambering.
Not in what?
Chambering.
What's chambering? It's total 4 or 5. We're good. Oh. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, one who intrigues or indulges in wantonness.
One that does what?
Intrigues
or... So chambering, and the Most said we're not supposed to be in chambering, right?
God.
That means I indulge or I entreat, right? Wantonness. I entreat my lust. I feed my lust.
Oh, it says you indulge in it.
Yeah, man. Listen, that means I set the stage to feed my lust. I set up the stage. I pick the fight. I allow myself to get negative. I close the book, man. It ain't about the Bible right now. I need this. The Most High, you know what I started doing? I stopped telling myself one thing. The Most High understand. The Most High forgive. He said, but them days is done, man. He said we don't get to walk in chambering, in wantonness. Because all that is the works of what? Darkness, the flesh, man. That means I'm not, when he keeps talking about darkness, I'm not seeing the big picture. I lack a lot of understanding. Because I don't see that trap, the maze I'm in. I'm in this worldly maze that's got me going in this circle. It's got me, you keep me partying and drunk half the time, so I don't see what's really going on. And by the time I do wake up, I'm so old and half dead, my body's broke down, I've been used. I got every disease out there, but it's too, you know what I'm saying? I done defiled myself. I've become filthy in the eyes of the Father. But the only thing I can say is, damn, you know what? I had a good time doing it. I had a real good time, but now I can't even look at myself. I can't stand myself, right? Like you said, Ezekiel, he said, the Most High said to the loathing of your person, you're going to hate you. Because that's all this filth has done for you. It makes you not want to look at you in the morning. That's why people they wake and bake. Why? Because I don't want to think. And I don't want to look at nothing. I don't want to think about nothing, man. I just want to be high all day. At lunchtime, I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? I wake and bake. And after I'm smoking, I'm drinking. Because I do not. If I want to have fun. I want to feel good about myself. So when I'm drinking and partying, all I'm doing is keeping myself in darkness. I really don't understand that this is hurting me worse than it's helping me. But you know, I'm loving my Facebook and Instagram and all this, man. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, man. They make it seem like everybody's having a good time. Right? They're having fun. The music is right, man. Everybody partying. Everybody's smiling. Like, life is good. Like, damn, it's so good. Why the hell are you drinking so much? That means I'm starting to realize life ain't really that good. The alcohol is good, but life ain't really that good. That's when you drink enough alcohol, the person's crying. Right. Like, that what you crying about? I thought you crying at the party. You know what I'm saying? We done been a bunch of crying drunks, right? You be like, man, you see, I got another bottle at the house. So we keep drinking, man, because I don't want to listen to your problems. Let's pass out. You drink, you throw up, pass out, you throw up, the alcohol's gone. And guess what happened? All the problems come right back. Then whatever happened while you was drinking just added to that darkness, to that pain, to that hurt. But the Most High is trying to show us we were supposed to wake up. It's time to mature. It's time to open your eyes up. It's time to grow up. Let that go there. That's good. Let that one go. Go back here, though. Yeah, Ezekiel.
You left off of verse 43.
Yeah, I thought so.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 43. Give me a comment, y'all got it?
Matter of fact, just read 44.
Verse 44. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, what I have wrought with you for my name's sake, not according to your wicked ways, nor according to your corrupt doings.
He said, I've walked with you, but I'm not walking with you because of your wicked ways and your corrupt doing. I'm not okay with you defiling yourself. As much as we want to believe that, the Father understands. He said, no, I don't understand. I'm not with you because of that. Yeah, you'll get it perfect. Hold on, what? This is bad. Read it.
Come on, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 6.
And I love it because he's pulling. He's pulling it because this is the mindset.
In the Bible or the Apocrypha?
It's in the Apocrypha.
This is page 73 in the red Apocrypha.
Gotcha. But this is our mindset. This is what we think. Read the bottom of 40, what's it, 44? Yes, sir. The middle of 44?
All right. Verse 44. Ezekiel 20, verse 44.
Read 43. Read 43.
Verse 43. And there ye shall remember your ways.
Read.
And all your doings.
Read.
Wherein ye have been defiled.
Go ahead.
And ye shall loathe yourselves in your own sight.
So you're going to hate the way you look. You're going to open your eyes and you're going to hate. I'm going to say something. The Most High is going to make things happen to where you hate the person you are. You're going to hate the way you look. Read.
In your sight for all your evils that ye have committed.
For what?
For all your evils that ye have committed.
So you look defiled because of all the evil that you've committed. So when you have that, so when we in class, somebody call you, we discuss about being a whore. You know what I'm saying? And I get offended. Why am I offended? Because truly, I hate the way I look. I hate that, yes, I did that. Or I'm a whoremonger. And that's just brought out. I start to hate the fact that this is what I'm known for. This is all I am. I'm an adulterer. You know what I'm saying? I'm a drunk. I'm a dopehead. This is what I am. This is all I'm known for. This is what my ways have been about. You know what I'm saying? I'm a drunk. This is what my ways is really about. So then now I start realizing how the Father really feels about what I was doing. Now I'm ashamed. But when everybody else in the club and at the school and everybody in my family, they thought it was cool. They thought it was cute. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
If I was a woman and I kept bringing different boyfriends home to meet the family, this is my new boyfriend. I'm like, God damn, okay. Another one? I got a new boyfriend she got a new boyfriend every 3 months. Like, what happened to Pete? Me and Pete didn't work out. This is Mike. Okay, Mike, hey, man. Welcome to the family. 3 months of let down. So how's Mikey? We ain't together no more. Mike was on some other stuff. I'm with George now. I'm like, you know what? We gonna just stop bringing him to the house till you figure out which one you really gonna be with. Right. But the whole time I grew up doing that. Jumping man to man every 6 months. This one a year. That has an effect on your spirit. You end up defiling yourself. These are the things, I'm saying this because these are the things that are adverse to your spirit. No different than a man, same thing. I can be a man, I can jump woman to woman, I can keep bringing women on. The one thing every man's spirit needs is loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Love. If you keep trading them up, I didn't get love. I'm in 3 months. You know, I didn't like her laugh, so I got rid of her. Or she was too tall, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever excuse he made to dump that chick, she gave it up too easy. Whatever excuse I made, what I messed up was what my spirit needed was someone to love me. But I'm still in a dark mind frame. I'm still got my eyes closed. I'm not seeing the big picture. When you come into the truth, you start seeing the big picture. The most start bringing you up out of that darkness, and you start seeing what's important. But by the time you open your eyes and start seeing it, all those options, all those good women that was around that you was meeting and dumping, they ain't around no more. Yeah, you know what? I should have kept Jan. And Monica was my girl, man. She was buying everything. She was doing everything for me, man. But I was too cool back then. I was too cool, man. I was too cool. That's how we end up doing, man. That's how you know we still wear. In darkness, we really fully don't understand what the Spirit needs. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at it. That's what the Most High is trying to show us. It's time to wake up. Even now, I got the scriptures. I'm still destructive. I'm still destructive because I lack understanding. I'm destructive in my relationships because I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking through my understanding and not looking through the Most High's understanding. I'm destructive when it comes to brotherhood because I look at things through my understanding and not looking at things through the Most High's understanding. That's why he said we're here doing his will. You got to look at things through his eyes, not yours. That's how you know we still walk in darkness. But go ahead, read on. Tell me that.
Verse 44, Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 44. And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have wrought with you for my name's sake.
He said, when I have done what?
Wrought with you for my name's sake.
Look at that word wrought. He says, you will know that I am the Lord when I have what?
Wrought with you.
Now look up wrought. You know what I'm saying? While I'm going there to look it up, because we'll read right by it and not get a full understanding of what that's talking about.
Done. Wrought.
Uh-huh.
It says, formed or fashioned, especially when beaten to a shape with a tool.
He said, hold up. Formed or fashioned or beaten to a shape with a tool, right?
God.
So the Most High says, it says, for ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have beaten you with a tool into the shape that I want you. For my name's sake, right?
God.
That means you coming into this truth and everything you're going through, the Most High's doing what? I'm going to beat you until you what I want you to be. As gold is tried in the fire. He said, so are acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
No, I think about with Christ, because it said it pleased the Most High to bruise Christ.
Because I was beating him into what I wanted to make him. But the whole time, that's how you know we lack understanding. Because you trying to form you. You trying to be what you think the Most High wants you to be. As opposed to now letting the Most High mold you into what he wants you to be.
Right.
What you got?
Nah, this is, I'm going to go up. Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 2, it says this. Follow not thy own mind.
Follow what?
Not thy own mind.
That's what is that? What is that?
5 and 2.
Ecclesiastes 5 and 2? I'll just make sure
it says, follow not thy own mind in thy strength. Go ahead. To walk in the ways of thy heart.
Read.
And say not, who shall control me for my works?
He said, this the mindset. I'm a free spirit. And I'm walking in the spirit. I'm a free spirit. Ain't nobody gonna control me. As soon as you start trying to put boundaries on me, I'm bucking up. If I'm a man, if I'm a woman, as soon as this man start putting boundaries, you tripping. We in America. Right. You ain't telling me what to do. I still got some black woman in me. Right? So you just ain't gonna just be telling me what to do and you get to do what you want to do. But you watch the spirits buck up because somebody's doing what? Molded it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm getting rocked. I'm getting beat into what the Most High want me to be. Who can find a virtuous woman? Because she ain't been beat yet. I'm not saying a man is supposed to go out and beat his woman. What I'm saying is that's what's happening in the spirit, man. In the spirit, the Most High is hitting all of us and making us become what He wants and not what we want.
Yes, sir.
That's why it be so much camp jumping. It's fire, man. You are being tried in fire. It get hot. Nobody like taking them beatings. No one likes being molded to be what they don't want to be. That means I'm not in control. I don't get to control my destiny or my future. That means somebody is controlling it. But the person controlling it is the Most High. Because you're going to be what He wants you to be for His name's sake. That's a powerful definition. You know what I'm saying? But the crazy thing is, if we didn't look the word up, we did what? We would have read right by that. And still wouldn't have understood what rock mean. You know what I'm saying? I never would have thought that this meant that the Most High was molding me. He's making me control myself. He's not letting me do what I want to do. He's going to make me do His will. Read that again. Come on, Bob, read 11, man. You got to read it, man.
Pick up. Come on, y'all.
Is where we at?
This is
Ezekiel chapter 20.
No, I'm sorry. No, please ask us the Apocrypha.
Yeah, hit that. Ecclesiastes chapter 5
and verse 3.
Yeah, John. Hold the other one. Hold the other one, John. Where we at? All right. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 3.
No, wait. Y'all in the same place, right? I want you to hold Ezekiel, right? And then, Jeremiah, you read Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5 and verse 3.
And
say not, who shall control me for my work?
And that's what we're doing. Who and say not, who shall control me for my what?
My works.
For my what?
My works.
Because at this point I'm getting big-headed, like the work that I've been doing, you can't control me. I've earned the right to have liberty. You a fool, but we gonna find out what the Most High said about that, right? Go ahead.
For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride.
The Most High said He gonna do what?
Revenge thy pride.
So He is revenging my pride. Because I don't get to do whatever I want to do. The Spirit is going to check your pride. Because I got this mindset like, once I get to a certain level, I can do what I want to do. They got like kids do when every kid wait to get 18. For some reason, somebody told them that when they turn 18, you grown. I have yet to see one grown 18-year-old not come home. You guys said that you grown, but if you grown, then you eat your own food. And I'll be like, oh, you grown? Well, get your grown butt out of my refrigerator. You grown, remember? Listen, unplug this. I'm gonna plug this controller, because that's my power. I paid for it. See, grown people pay for their own power. I'm gonna shut that water off, because grown people pay for water. So until you start paying for your own things, you ain't as grown as you think you are. But the Most High in the Spirit, the same thing. Who told you you was grown? Who told you that you'd have done enough work that now you can't be told what to do? And now it's the spirit that we operating in. But the Most High will do one thing. He always humbles that spirit because he's humbling my pride. I'm never above correction. I'm never above communication. I'm never above order. And the day a man gets there, the Most High remove that man out the way. Because the scripture do say what? It said pride separates you from the Most High. Yeah, pride goes before destruction. The hardest spirit before fall. The Most High, he resists the proud. So now we understand what a proud man is. His pride tells him that he is above something. That's my pride. I'm above doing this. I'm above, all the work I've done has me above this. All the work I've done has me above that. That's a man's pride. Read on.
Verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm had happened unto me.
Read that again.
Say not, I have sinned, and what harm had happened unto me.
Go ahead.
For the Lord is long-suffering.
For the Lord is what?
Long-suffering.
Okay, I'm gonna let you run with that. I sinned. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. But we don't say that verbally. You know when we say that? Up here. I know I messed up. But I'm gonna go on and act like nothing happened. I'm gonna go on and keep trying to roll like I didn't do nothing, like they tripping. He says, say not that I have sinned. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm shall happen unto me. It's not that, listen, I think ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm untouchable. Read.
He will in no wise let thee go.
He will no do what?
In no wise let thee go.
That means you don't get away with it. Nobody escapes. You never get to the point where you're above correction, above being checked. None of us get that. I don't care how much work we've done. I'm never above a correction. And I'll get corrected by the man. The Most High is going to get me. He said vengeance belonging to him, right? But the Most High, he said I'm long suffering. That means I may let that man ride for a little bit before I check it. I may let that sister ride for a little bit before I check it. Read on.
Verse 5. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
Go ahead.
And say not, his mercy is great.
And say not what?
His mercy is great.
The Most High, that's a religious mind frame. The Most High is all forgiving. The Most High is, God is all love. Right. We don't love your wickedness. That's basically what you're saying. God is love. That means I can do whatever I want to do, and God's going to love me. But we Israelites, we got the same mind frame sometimes. Because I'm an Israelite, and I know the Bible, God loves everything I do. I can do nothing wrong. Reading the scriptures don't make me righteous.
God.
And it does not justify my wickedness. Nothing goes unchecked. And the words, we know better. Scripture says, he that knoweth little will be beat with fewer stripes, right? He said that he that knoweth much will be beat with many stripes. He said, to whom much is given, much is required. So for all that I know, my beating will be worse because I know better. But my pride is going unchecked. That's dangerous. My pride is the fact that I know I'm off, but I ain't gonna make the adjustment. I know I'm wrong, but I keep justifying me being wrong based off of the work that I've done. That's some strong pride. But the Most High let it go until he finally just checked me for it. But no sin, pride does not go unpunished. Question? You got scripture?
Yeah. I was going to add this 7 verse 8 and 9.
With Ecclesiastes?
Yeah.
Read it.
It said, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 8. Bind not one sin upon another.
Read that again.
Bind not one sin upon another.
That means you tie them together, right? You stacking them on, but it's like you're building a wall of sin. I'm binding them together, man. They hold it. I'm adding one sin on top of another. He said, don't add a sin on top of another. Don't be off. And then you add pride on top of that. Or you justify it on top of that. Or a lie on top of that. Read on.
For in one thou shalt not be unpunished. Say not, the Most High will look upon the multitude of my oblations. And when I offer to the Most High, he will accept it.
Stop there. I hold that scripture. Another Brandon, get Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7. And they go together. It goes perfectly. Hebrews chapter 10, read verse 7.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7.
Let everybody get it, man.
Go ahead.
They got it?
God.
Listen, and I want y'all to listen to these scriptures. Because what most people do is this. I'll come in the truth, and because I honor the high holy days. I keep the Sabbath day. I cover my head. I put on my fringes. Because I do that, it's supposed to make the Most High overlook the wrongs that I keep doing. And that's our mind frame. Yes, I'm sinning, but, okay, I made mistakes, but I wear my fringes. But I keep Sabbath day. But I honor the high holy days. I'm not eating pork, right? God. So because I'm doing these things, I'll tell myself what? The Most High is going to be merciful because I might have made a mistake here, but look at all the other things I do. So if I do checks and balances, I'm looking pretty righteous compared to the wrongs I do, right? That's our mindset. But what did the Most High say? Hebrews chapter 10, read verse 7.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 7.
Go ahead.
Then said I, Lo, I come, in the volume of the book it is written of me.
Read.
To do thy will, O God. To do thy will, O God.
So the volume of the book is written for what?
To do thy will.
Read.
O God.
Now, what's your favorite? Jump up to verse, where did I start at? I started at 7? I should have started up.
Verse 5?
Yeah, it was verse 5. Yeah, it was verse 5. Yeah. I started up. It's 5. It's Hebrews chapter 7, start at verse 5. Hebrews chapter 10, start at verse 5.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 5. Wherefore,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he saith, Sacrifice and offering thou wouldest not, but a body hast thou prepared me.
Read.
In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin thou hast had no pleasure.
Read.
Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book it is written of me.
To what?
To do thy will.
So but we look at one thing. We look at the burnt offerings. We look at the sacrifices we're doing. We look at all these things that we are doing. And the Most High, I have no pleasure. Because you still are not understanding that this is about doing my will, not just cleaning yourself up. Meaning, you're trying to sacrifice because I gave an out for that sin. You said, here's the out. Now, the reason I gave you an out was why? That you don't do it again. I wanted you to see what effect that you just had, what this animal went through, or the person that was sinned against. Look at the effect, so you won't do it anymore. But what was our people doing? We'll make the sin, and they come back and get the offering. So now I'm doing the same thing, right? There's no burnt offering. We're not sacrificing animals in here. Shit, if you want the refrigerator to be full, it'd be us. But we're not sacrificing animals. What are we doing? I'll go ahead and do some dirt, and then I come back, and I got my fringes on. I'm coming to class a little more that week, right? I'm getting some arms. And then my brother, you've been around. What's going on, man? Man, I needed more to serve the Most High, man. I ain't been doing this and that, you know. Things are going. My wife is fighting. We arguing. So I figured, you know what, we need to be in class a little more. You know what I'm saying? What caused this fight? What's causing these things to go on in your life? I'm making mistakes because I lack wisdom in something, or I messed up somewhere. But my answer to the mistake is I'm gonna come to class a little more. I'm gonna give a little more. I'm going to go on the show a little bit more. And if I do that, I think the Most High is going to now honor or forgive the mistake. But the problem is you're not really learning to do what He wants. You won't conform to Him. You really won't come under His control or do His will. That's the mistake most brothers and sisters are making. I cover my hair a little more, and so I'll listen to a little more scriptures. I'll do a little more reading. I'll do a little praying. None of it is wrong. But the Most High is looking for the change. Where's the change at? Are you doing what I want you to do? Are you doing what you want to do? And then when you mess up, then now you do a little bit of what you think I want. I gotta remember my fringes, man, because I'm not remembering the Father. I think that's what the Father wants. You know what I'm saying? Man, I had to cover my head a little more. I gotta cover my head a little bit tighter. Right. Because I think that's what the Most High wants. I gotta get to the Sabbath day a little more. I gotta go to Sabbath. I gotta stay a little longer in Sabbath class. Because I think that's what the Most High wants. You know what I'm saying? Let me come to a few more classes during the week. I think the Most High to bless me. The Most High like, if you want me to bless you, change. Do my will, not what you want to do. Stop putting me secondary to what you want to do. You want to be primary. It's time to swap that and make the Most High primary and you secondary. Read on. Where we at?
Still in Hebrews.
Please.
Hebrews chapter 10, verse 8.
Read.
Above, when he said, sacrifice and offerings and burnt offerings and offering for sin thou wouldest not. Neither had his pleasure therein.
Read on.
Which are offered by the law.
Go ahead.
Then said he, Lo, I come to do thy will, O God. He taketh away the first, that he may establish the second.
So the Most High took away the first was what? All the burnt offerings. So I would say, if it's about the clothes, if it's about the Sabbath day, if it's about not eating pork, eating properly, all these things are to teach you what? To do His will. So you can't be dressed in a certain way coming to the Sabbath day, but I still do what? My will. That was the problem that they had before. That was Israel's problem before. We did the sacrifices, but we still did what we want to do. So it still led us away from the Father. No different from now. Yes, we're dressing the part. Yes, we're honoring the Sabbath day. But I still leave and go do what I want to do. What's the problem? It's still sin. We are here, and your duty is to do the will of the Father. You do what He wants you to do. Your life is built around that. And pride is when you think you're too big to do His will. So go back now. Read the one. Read the one you was at.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. Buy not one sin upon another.
So I like the point he's making. Don't buy one sin upon another. You dress in the part, but I keep making mistake on top of mistake on top of mistake. Right?
God.
Because I'm keeping one part. I got the dress. I understand the fringes. I understand I gotta keep Sabbath day. So I'm not working on the Sabbath day. Right?
God.
I'm not cooking on the Sabbath day. I got that. I'm not killing a fire. I got it. I got that down. I got the head cover down. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking my Hebrew up. I'm learning the proper things to eat. But the things that I have to work on in me, I'm not working on. And it's one sin on top of this sin, on top of this sin. I keep making this mistake. Read on.
For in one thou shalt not be unpunished.
Go ahead.
Say not, the Most High will look upon the multitude of my oblations. And when I offer to the Most High, He will accept it.
He said, that's what I got to stop saying. I got to get out of that mindset that the Most High, I can, all my mistakes, just because I sacrifice, or just because I put on the fringe, or just because I honor the Sabbath day, the Most High is going to He's going to accept all the rest that I've done. You are still defiled to Him then until you start working on your spirit.
Okay. It's like historically and now, Israel defiled the sacrifice by making it a bribe.
Come.
It turned into, oh, okay, I'm paying the Most High off for the sin I'm about to do.
Right.
Instead of seeing a contract and changing and making it that, okay, I'm going to do this and not do it no more.
God.
You know what I mean? It became a bribe.
God, so that's what I'm saying about a brother will do this. I know I'm messing up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go a few more Sabbath days. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come stay longer in Sabbath class. I may come to class a little more in the week. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure, man, maybe I've been slipping on just wearing my fringes. I'm wearing fringes every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of all these things that I'm doing, and what I'm telling myself is, I need to do more of this. But what I'm not attacking is saying, nah, my problem, honestly, if I'm going to be humble, if I'm going to be righteous, upright, this is my real problem. My lust is my real problem. I'm not going to attack the lust. I'm going to wear more fringes to have the Most High forgive my lust. You know what I'm saying? I'm defiled here. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do more of this to get the Most High to overlook where I'm defiled. I'm out of order with my man. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wear my headscarf a little bit tighter to do what? To justify, for the Most High to overlook what I've been doing. He don't. It don't go unpunished. You can't dress your way out of this.
Now, when I'm looking at it, it's like he's saying, listen, you're trying to catch up and do some stuff I told you to do before already. And you need to come back and say, you know what? Do what I'm telling you to do now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Start doing what I'm telling you to do. That was the whole point.
Come.
You know what I mean? It's like, You know, you look at people and they go off and do, they go off and, like you're saying, the head cover and all that. We've been told to do that. You're supposed to do that already. You know what I mean? But then when they get an order, okay, be here, do this, do that. I don't want to do that. Well, that was the whole point.
Right.
The Most High been trying to tell you, do His will.
God.
Do what He tells you to do every time He tells you to do it.
And you know, and I like
the old
what
stuff, but the new stuff.
I like the point you're making too, because think about this, bro. You know what? When you start saying no, when you say no in the spirit, you know what? Easier it gets to say no. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you maybe have a pattern of saying yes, or come, and go to do it. It gets easier and easier because I'm conditioning myself to follow. But just in the negative, I can also condition myself to follow me. You know what I'm saying? God. Every day I wake up, that battle, am I going to do what the Most High want, or am I going to do what I want? Every day is the battle. Every day I give to what I want, it becomes routine. I'm not even thinking about it now. It starts to become routine in the spirit. I'm routinely doing what I want. And like you said, I missed the big picture. The Most I'm like, all that stuff I told you to do, yeah, I told you to do it. But I told you to do it to condition you to do what? Whatever else I tell you to do. That's why you say I come in the volume of the book. There's a whole lot of other things you got to follow too. That doesn't negate anything. I ain't dealing with the law. I left the law and everything else I told you to do. I use one to condition your mind to following me.
I was thinking about how Moses lost his spot, in the promised land. Was the first time he was told, speak to the rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the next time, or the first time he was told, hit the rock, right? The next time he was told, speak to the rock. But he went back and did what he was conditioned to do.
That's it. There you go. I struck the rock.
Right.
Most I didn't tell you to do that. This time I told you to do this. So the problem is you have listening skills. You got to follow me and not follow what you want to do. You got frustrated. You got emotional, and you struck. But I told you to do what? Speak. In everything, we have to stand. I like to put you right. Moses is a perfect example. You know why? Because if the Most High changed up, who can change it? I told you to do it one way now, then I tell you back and told you to do it another way. Your job wasn't this ain't an argument. Well, Father, this is what you said before. I was like, why are you changing? That's your pride. How you gonna question the Father? You ain't gonna stick to the one thing that you gonna follow, but the rest of it you ain't gonna follow. You don't get that. We don't get that, man. It's he said, I come in the volume of the book is written of me to do is written of thee to do thy will. That means everything in this book that he tells us to do, we gotta do.
Okay.
That means a constant work on myself. There's still a lot of things that I'm still doing. It will still have the same problem. You know what we still do? We pick and choose. We always think this is enough. We always have that mind frame, I'm doing enough. Because if I come to class on just a Sabbath day, and we do the reading, and we get that one class, right? How much of the book am I not getting? You see what I'm saying? How much understanding am I not growing in that I need to still change? And at that point, I'm supposed to be that counselor and talking about the things in me that I got to fight and change. So someone can show me in the book how the Most High feel about it so I can make the change. That is our pride. We really do believe that the Most High is going to overlook a lot of the changes that we don't want to make. Go ahead.
Give me Romans chapter 10 and verse 3, just on that point. Because we think we know what the Most High wants, and we think we know what we should be doing. But like the priest was saying, that we need to go into the scriptures and understand specifically what's the Most High's will. Romans chapter 10 and verse 1, please.
Romans chapter.
Go ahead.
Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
Right. Israel might be saved. Israel might know the way to please the Most High. Read.
For I bear the record that they have a zeal of God.
Right. We have enthusiasm. We got that will. We got that first initiation to try, to make a move, to do what we think the Most High wants.
Yep.
Read.
But not according to knowledge.
See, but we don't know it according to His word.
Yep.
We don't know exactly what the Most High wants of us.
We won't let someone finish teaching us everything, huh? Even like you look online, you look at the questions people ask, right? And you can tell them you asking a question based off of the bits and pieces of information that you've got. You only got a little bit of this, that, and you roll and you distance yourself as if you've gotten thoroughly taught, and you haven't. You haven't. So the problem is now, all Paul was saying is, man, my heart is that Israel is saved. He said, but they have a zeal according to the Most High, but not according to knowledge. That means they got the dress down. You know what I'm saying? They on the Sabbath day. But there's still a lot that they don't know. Read on.
Verse 3. For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
They been ignorant of what?
God's righteousness.
That means His will. What's right with Him. The things that I'm unlearned. That's what ignorant means. The word ignorant means to be unlearned or not taught. Not dumb, not stupid. We are very intelligent people. We just don't finish anything. We don't want to be taught. We want to understand. Meaning, I want to hear it and put my understanding to it, and once I think I got it, I'm rolling with it. You know what I'm saying? So I took the whole book, and I got the few breakdowns that the brother gave me, and I did what? Man, I got it. I understand, I got it. So all I have to do now, I tell myself, all I have to do now is sit back, study, keep watching videos, study, keep watching videos, and I got it. No one ever told me, no, you got to have somebody show you in that book. And then in the time you ought to be teachers, you still need what?
Be taught again.
Someone to teach you again. So you never stop being a student. You never stop learning. You never stop in having to show you where you're going off when it comes to serving the Father. That is what this arena is for. This is our checks and balance. You know what I'm saying?
God.
I'm around the body so that, you know what, when I now go off, I can see it. When I'm off, I can look and say, man, wait a minute, I'm doing something. They ain't doing what I'm doing. So maybe I'm wrong. But how can anybody be wrong alone? Because in my mind, I'm always going to justify. Right? I'm going to read the scriptures, and I'm going to now see something in what I read that puts me on point. Or I'm going to tell myself, man, the Most High overlook this. The Most High understand. The Most High understand. He don't. Now when there's no excuse for following. I'm not expecting you to know. I'm expecting you to follow. Read on. Finish where you're at. Tell me where you're at.
Romans chapter 10, verse 3. For they, being ignorant of God's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
They haven't submitted to the whole book. I'm going about to establish what I want to follow. I'm going to now come in and I'm going to pick the things that I feel are more spiritual. But I won't submit to the book. I won't submit to everything else. And it's crazy. Think about this. If I only am going to submit to what I think is spiritual, right? So say, to me, wearing fringes ain't spiritual. That's just how I feel. You go look, you know how you get me? You go to the Bible and say, listen, the scriptures say this, brother. He said, this is how you're supposed to dress, man. This is what the Bible says. But on the flip side, you gonna tell me something that you feel is spiritual. I don't feel like this is really that important until I go to the book and do what? Read it. And show you, no, brother, listen, this is just as important. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Case in point. Case in point. I got a question. We're going to deal with one thing. Is forgiveness as important as everything else?
Forgiveness is important as everything else?
Yeah. Is forgiveness in the law?
Yeah.
Right.
Forgiveness is in the law.
Yes. God.
Where is forgiveness in the law?
New Testament from Christ.
Uh-huh.
Telling us if we don't forgive, if we go to the Most High.
But in the Old Testament, what do they call forgiveness?
Leviticus 19:18.
What does it say?
Not to bear a grudge.
Yeah, or you know what the Bible called it? In the Old Testament, if you looked it up, it was a trespass offering. In the trespass offering, if I trespassed against you, now when I trespassed against you, the law said, in the law, I had the opportunity to make it right with you. Right?
Yeah.
If I did something wrong to you, then in the law, if I did something wrong to you, then I had the right to now make it right with you. You had to give me that. And the priest had to give me that. The opportunity to make it right with you. That was a trespass offering. Look up trespass. I'm going to prove my point real quick. I'm not going to make a class on it. I'm just going to prove it.
It says, to commit a trespass, especially to enter unlawfully upon the land.
Give me a good definition I can use.
It says, to commit any offense.
To commit what?
To commit any offense.
To what? So what is a trespass?
To commit any
He
offense.
said to commit any offense. Go ahead.
To transgress. To violate any divine law.
He said to commit any offense, to what?
To violate any divine law.
So if I violate any divine law, that was called a trespass, right? Now, go here real quick. Go to Leviticus chapter 7. Leviticus chapter 6, verse 2. Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 2. Another brother get Leviticus chapter 7 and verse 1. Another brother get Leviticus chapter 5 and verse 15.
Oh, you gotta read this.
Right?
Okay.
Listen, we just proven the law of trespass, right?
God.
That there was supposed to be a law to forgiveness. Now, I'm not making this a part of the class, but we're showing that even as brothers, that if I'm not working together, right? If I can't now unify and now make amends with that brother, what am I still doing? Breaking the law. And that's why my point I'm going into about the fact that I'm going to pick and choose what I feel is spiritual, is right with the Most High, but I'll operate doing something wrong, and no one can correct me because I didn't really see where this was wrong. So read trespass.
Trespass. Leviticus chapter 6 and verse 2.
And I want you to read the definition again, right?
Yes, sir.
The definition of trespass. Read it.
If a soul sin and commit a trespass.
And commit a what?
A trespass.
What is trespass again?
To violate any divine law.
So we know that this is a sin. He said, if a soul sin and commit a trespass, he does what?
Violate any divine law.
He violates any divine law. He didn't wear the fringes. He didn't honor the Sabbath day. He committed adultery. I don't know, whatever. If he was committed adultery, he was put to death. So, you know what I'm saying? But it says any divine law that a man committed a trespass, right?
God.
Read on. Read.
God. Against the Lord, and lie unto his neighbor.
And do what?
Lie unto his neighbor.
He said he committed a trespass against the Lord. And he lied to his neighbor. Meaning his brother, I said I didn't do it. Or I acted like I hadn't done anything wrong. Read.
In that which was delivered him to keep.
Go ahead.
Or in fellowship. Or in a thing taken away by violence.
He said, think about it. It was something that was taken in violence. It was something that he did wrong when we was together in fellowship. When they was together, I did this wrong. You know what I'm saying? You left your wallet and I took it. You know what I'm saying? I acted inappropriate. I broke the law. I did something against the law. I didn't have no charity. I didn't have no love. Something I did wrong that went against the Bible. Right? Read on.
Or had deceived his neighbor.
Or I deceived my neighbor. Meaning, that's the trespass sin. That's the sin of trespass. My neighbor expected this of me, and I didn't conduct myself, or I didn't keep my word, or I did something that went against him. I deceived him. I made myself out to be something that I wasn't. Read on.
Or have found that which was lost.
Go ahead.
And lied concerning it.
Read on.
And swear it falsely.
Read.
In any of all these.
In any of all these. If any of these things that this man did, it was a trespass sin. Read.
That a man doeth, sinneth therein.
Go ahead.
Then it shall be, because he had sinned, and is guilty.
He has sinned, and he is guilty. Read.
That he shall restore that which he took.
He has to do what?
Restore that which he took.
He has to do what?
Restore.
So the law says he has to do what?
Restore.
That means for him to restore it. If I took something from you, how can I restore it?
Give it back.
I have to do what?
Give it back.
So for me to give it back, you gotta what?
Gotta make amends.
You gotta let me give it back to you. That means you have to forgive me so I can do what? Give it back. So if I go open up another camp, well, guess what I didn't give you a chance to do? Restore. If I leave, if you leave today and go to another school because I did something wrong, what is it that you didn't give me a chance to do?
To make it right.
You didn't give me a chance to restore and make it right. But the law said that I was supposed to have that opportunity. Read on.
That which he took violently away.
Read.
Or the thing which he had deceitfully gotten.
What verse are you at?
Verse 4.
Okay, keep reading.
Or that which was delivered him to keep.
Read.
Or the lost thing which he found.
Go ahead.
Or all that about which he had sworn falsely.
He says, so all the things I lied about, all the things I did wrong, he said, you got to give me a chance to restore. You're supposed to give me a chance to make it right. That's the law.
Good.
Read on.
He shall even restore it in the principle.
He said, I got to restore it even in the principle. That means for all your suffering, like a lawsuit, right? He said, I want what you gave me back plus interest. I want pain and suffering. Right. So I got to restore it, and I got to give you even more. Like the Most says, it was going as in your heart to go straight. He said, seek and seek 10 times more. So even in restoring, I got to work even double. I got to work even harder to restore it. You understand? But you have to give me the opportunity to restore it. Read on. Read down to verse 7.
Good. And shall add the 5th part thereto.
And I'm supposed to add the what?
5th part thereto.
I'm supposed to add the 5th part more thereto. That means I restored what I took, plus I gave you what? 5%. More. 5% more. But you got to be around for me to give it to you.
20%.
That's it, right? You know what I'm saying? But you got to be around to receive it.
Yes, 20%.
That's 20%, right?
God.
Yeah, that's right. So that means, but how can I, if I got the 20 part to give, and I'm trying to give it because I want to make the off, I want to make things right. What is it that's required for me to allow you to make it right?
Forgiveness.
I gotta forgive.
God.
I gotta give you that opportunity to make it right. That's the law. Read on.
And give it unto him to whom it appertaineth.
And give it to him who what?
It appertaineth.
So the person it pertained to, the person that is that was offended, or that person that was it was taken from, I gotta now go to that person and give it back to him. Make it right. At the end of 7? Read on.
In the day of his trespass offering. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord.
Read.
A ram without blemish.
So the money or what you have to restore, that goes to who? No. The person. If I took your wallet, I had to bring you 2 wallets. If you had $100 in your wallet, and I owe you that $100 plus what? 20%. What is that?
120.
Huh?
120.
So I owe you 120. I owe you 100 plus your 120. Plus 120 in your wallet. So now you got 220 because I sinned against you. And I got caught. I got caught. Then I was supposed to now go to the priest and take a trespass offering, right?
Good.
So what's the trespass offering?
A ram without blemish out of the flock.
Read.
With thy estimation.
Read.
For a trespass offering unto the priest. Verse 7. And the priest shall make an atonement.
They shall make a what?
An atonement.
What is the word atonement? A restoration for wrong, right? A restoration for wrong or injury. That means who was supposed to now make, listen, so this act, the priest was able to see, okay, did you restore to the brother? All right, you brought your ram. Okay, now that you brought this, now I can go to the Most High and do what? Make it right in your favor now. They can make an atonement. Go ahead.
For him before the Most High.
Read.
And it shall be forgiven.
And it shall be what?
Forgiven.
I mean, whatever he did, is he still deemed wicked in the eyes of the Father? No. Now in the eyes of the Father, the brother did what he was supposed to do what? To restore. So I did what I was supposed to do to be forgiven of the Father. You understand? That's in the law. Give me the next one. Put that on your mind. Give me what I say.
7:1.
Leviticus chapter 7 verse 1.
Leviticus chapter 7 verse 1.
It's the law of trespass. This is the law when we trespass again.
Trespass.
That's you gotta have that right with you.
Yes, sir. Trespass.
Somebody pick that verse up.
The act of one who a violation of some law or
You hold it. We're gonna read it first, and then I'll bring the definition in when they say the word. Read it.
Leviticus chapter 7 verse 1.
Go ahead.
Likewise, this is the law of the trespass offering.
Likewise, this is the what?
The law.
This is the what?
The law.
Now this one kills me. We in the truth, and we get the law of the fringes, the law of the Sabbath day, right? We got the law of conduct. We got the law. We know from the law that I can't kindle a fire on the Sabbath, right? But why don't we follow the law of trespass? You see what I'm saying? That means if we was following the law of trespass, it would still be one group. It'd be one because if a man did trespass, what does that man get the opportunity to do?
Restore.
He get to restore. There wouldn't be, you don't get to break off. It was about splitting. You didn't get to leave. Brothers didn't just stop being brothers. Israelites didn't go open their own land, another place, because this brother did something to me. We made it right. By law, you was required to make it right. There was a law of trespass. Sad thing is, we ain't got this breakdown, have we? They made sure we got the fringes, though. You made sure that we honored the Sabbath day. But I was walking down the street, when I was down the street speaking, the brother told me, man, I offered him some water on the Sabbath day, and he said, did you buy that at the store? And I said, yeah, I did. I thought you was thirsty, man, and I wanted to make sure you had something to drink. I ain't drinking that. I'm not drinking that. And now you cut me off. We ain't even brothers. We can't even have a conversation. But you never, if what I did was so offensive, or if what I did was against the Father, then what were you supposed to give me the opportunity to do?
Restore.
To make it right then. Fine. Then I'll make sure that I'll buy the water that I'm going to offer you the night before. So all I had to do was give it to you. But you're supposed to give me that room to do what?
Restore.
But you don't do that. You call me wicked. We got to follow the whole book. He's not coming the volume of the book. I'm going to get over righteous on this, but now it's time for me to now restore or allow a person the opportunity, the trespass law, the trespass offering. I don't allow that. I'm breaking the law. Read it.
Leviticus chapter 7, verse 1. Likewise, this is the law of the trespass offering.
This is the law of the what?
Trespass offering.
This is the law of what?
To violate any divine law or any unknown rule of duty.
He said, so this is the law of violating any divine law or any known duty, right? So if I violate the law or if I violate my duty, right?
Or to commit any offense.
Or if I committed an offense, this is the law for that. You understand? Read on, brother.
It is most holy.
It's what?
Most holy.
Like the Sabbath day.
Most holy.
Like the fringes.
Most holy.
Like adultery.
Most holy.
Like Passover.
Most holy.
He said this law is just as holy. Like brotherly love.
Most holy.
Read on.
In the place where they kill the burnt offering, shall they kill the trespass offering.
He said, so the same place that you killed the burnt offering, the sin offering, you also killed the what?
Trespass offering.
Because they were the same. It was just as important. That's the point. It was just as important as anything else that you do in this truth. It's just as important. Because it's still a law. What you going to say, Al?
I was going to say this is essential.
Right.
This is essential because it's going to happen. It's impossible to do the work without being offended or being trespassed against. So this is essential to keep the unity.
Right.
And to keep everything moving.
And you just picked it. You just said exactly what this is about. Right. This is how the Most High kept the what? Yeah. The unity. He kept us working together, operating as a nation. Right. There wasn't no excuse. You had to make it right, and you had to allow him to make it right. You had to forgive. You had to go and keep working with that man because the law said he had to make it right. It's his job to make it right. You have to give him that. You can't deem him wicked. Because if he could go to the Most High and offer a ram, and the priest took it and said, okay, we're going to take this and make an atonement for your trespass. And then the Most High forgive him. How the Most High going to forgive and you don't? Now you above the Father?
Nah.
That's how we operate. We've operated like we're above the Father because we don't have to forgive when he does. When he's about forgiveness. I put it away that if you trespass against your brother, I put something in there for you to receive forgiveness. That's what we're reading about, right? Read that again. What verse you read? Verse 2?
Yeah, verse 2. Start at the top.
Yeah, no, start at the top of verse 3.
Verse
3.
Okay. Leviticus chapter 7, verse 3.
And
he shall offer of it all the fat thereof.
Read.
The rump and the fat that covereth the inwards.
Go ahead.
And the 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them, which is by the flakes. And the caul. And the caul that is above the liver.
Read.
With the kidneys. It shall he take away, and the priest shall burn them upon the altar.
Go ahead.
For an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Read.
It is a trespass offering.
It is a what?
Trespass offering.
What is trespass again,
Trespass. To commit any offense. To violate any divine law or any known rule of duty.
Read. That it?
Yes, sir.
So that means the Most High let me give an offering to make it right for my what?
Trespass.
My trespass. Read on. What verse you got?
6.
Keep reading.
Verse 6. Every male among the priests shall eat thereof.
Read it again.
Every male among the priests shall eat thereof.
Read.
It shall be eaten in the holy place.
Read on.
It is most holy.
Read.
As the sin offering is.
So the trespass offering is just as holy as what? The sin offering. Read it.
As the sin offering is.
Go ahead.
So is the trespass offering.
So as the sin offering is holy, what else is holy?
The trespass offering.
The forgiveness offering is just as holy. So just like if I committed murder, or if I killed, right? And I sinned, and there's a punishment to that. If I don't wear my fringes, I'm just gonna take it to the day, right? So if I don't wear my fringes, or I don't cover my head, or I don't honor the Sabbath day, if that was a sin, how much more if I don't forgive? It's still the same. They just as equal in value to the Father. It's still wrong in the eyes of the Father. But the only way, listen, the only way you know that's still here, because if we're divided up in camps, what's the problem?
No unity.
But why are we not unified?
Unforgiveness.
Right, because somebody trespassed against someone, and that person left and never allowed what?
Restoration.
A person to restore. So see that's all?
Is that why sometimes whenever some people use the Lord prayer, instead of saying debts and debtors, they use trespass?
Yeah. There you go, because you're right, it's still that I'm restoring that duty, right? I was supposed to restore that wrong that I did you. So yeah, they're both the same. The scriptures are used that way too. But the point is beautiful because we're not looking at this and saying, hey, you know what? This is just as valuable as any fringe I put on. What's the point of putting on the fringe and I don't keep that law? What you gonna do? Cut one of the fringes out? What was the reason of wearing the fringes?
So you kept the law.
To remind you to keep the law, right? So what you gonna do? Cut that one off? We gonna keep all the rest of them, or we gonna cut the trespass law out? Because we don't deal with trespass. If a brother mess up, he's deemed wicked, and that's it. We're not messing with him. No, that man was supposed to be able to do what?
Get restored.
He was supposed to repent. He was supposed to have the opportunity to do it right. And then now, who was, listen, I tried to restore to the people that I messed up with. Then I had to come to the priest and do what? Restore it. Let me do things to let them go to the Father and say what? He's forgiven. Father's forgiven. That's power, man. That's what we don't understand. We can't pick and choose what we're going to keep, right?
God.
Where you at? You finished 7?
No, not yet.
Finish 7, then give me the last one.
There is one law for them.
Uh-huh.
The priest that maketh atonement therewith shall have it.
Read. That was it?
Got it.
Now from there, give me the other one. Give me Leviticus chapter 5. Read verse 15 through 19.
Leviticus chapter.
John.
Leviticus chapter 5.
You got to read one thing. You got to keep reading the definition.
Yes, sir.
Read it.
Leviticus chapter 5, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
If a soul commit a trespass.
So if a soul does what?
Commit a trespass.
What is trespass again?
Trespass. To commit any offense. To violate any divine law or any known rule of duty.
So if I violate my divine law or I don't violate any known duty, anything I was supposed to be doing or responsible for, read.
And sin through ignorance.
And they sin through how?
Through ignorance.
Because they ain't on that level yet. They didn't consider the consequences, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was going to be the effect. I didn't think that I would cause this much turmoil. So yeah, I made the mistake and I did it ignorantly. Because I really didn't think that it would cause this much destruction or effect. Read.
Then he shall bring for his trespass unto the Most High a ram without blemish.
Go ahead.
Out of the flocks.
Read.
With thy estimation by shekels of silver.
Go ahead.
After the shekel of the sanctuary.
Read.
For a trespass offering.
Go ahead.
And he shall make amends.
And he shall do what?
And he shall make amends.
That means I got to do what?
Make it right.
I got to go make it right. I got to get the trespass offering, but I still have to do what? I have to make it right.
Good.
Read on.
For the harm that he hath done in the holy thing.
He said, I have to make it right for the harm that I've done in this holy thing, right? Go ahead.
And shall add the 5th part thereto.
And I have to add 20% on top of that, right? That means I got to make the harm and add more to make up for what I did wrong. Read.
And give it unto the priest.
Go ahead.
And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering.
He said, and they will make a restoration for that man. And the fact that he's trying to work hard to get himself right, we're supposed to restore that man. So even if it was a head that made the mistake, right? That means the men that were over him, his priest, was supposed to do what?
Give him opportunity.
They were supposed to give him the opportunity to make it right, and then he can make the offering, give what he needs to give, so they can restore him. They can restore that relationship between him and the Father. Finish it.
And it shall be forgiven him.
That was it? And he shall be what?
And it shall be forgiven him.
And the deed that he did on the trespass will be what?
Be forgiven. And forgiven him.
So I like it, even for all of us. I will make mistakes. But as I make my mistake, what does the Most High give me the opportunity to do?
Make it right.
To make it right. Let me go work hard to make it right. So that I can be forgiven. That's the curse of our people right now. Israel don't have no forgiveness. We don't know how to do that. We won't even give a person the opportunity to make it right. But the whole time we're doing that, we're taking this law out. We're saying that this law does not apply. Because I didn't give the person the opportunity to do what?
Make it right.
To make it right, to restore it. What you got? One more. Numbers 5 and 6 to 8.
Gun.
Okay, got it. Oh, hold on. I want to read it. That's perfect.
This is Leviticus chapter 4 and verse 2.
I want this one first. To go with that same point we made about the priest, right?
God.
Verse 3.
Leviticus chapter 4, verse 3.
Leviticus chapter 4, verse 3.
Go ahead.
If the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people.
Read it again.
If the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people.
Read it again.
If the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people.
So that priest sinned according to the sin of the people. He sins against the people, right? Read on.
Then let him bring for his sin.
Let him bring what?
Bring for his sin.
Read.
Which he hath sinned.
Read.
A young bullock without blemish.
Go ahead.
Unto the Most High for a sin offering.
For a what?
For a sin offering.
For that trespass offering, right? Read on.
And he shall bring the bullock unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
Before the Most High.
Go ahead.
And shall lay his hand upon the bullock's head.
Read on.
And kill the bullock before the Most High.
Uh-huh.
And the priest that is anointed shall take of the bullock's blood and bring it to the tabernacle of the congregation.
Go ahead.
And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle of the blood 7 times before the Most High, before the veil of the sanctuary.
Read.
And the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar of sweet incense before the Most High.
Go ahead.
Which is in the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
And shall pour all the blood of the bullock at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering.
Go ahead.
Which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Read on.
And he shall take off from it all the fat of the bullock for the sin offering.
For what? For whose sin?
The priest.
Right, so that priest couldn't just be swept under the rug, right? It couldn't be the fact that, listen, you look at everything that was done. So when this priest walked in and he's sprinkling blood 7 times, everybody knew what? You sinned. This is your sin now. You weren't perfect. This is your sin. It's almost like the fact is, it would almost be like confession. Because I knew when you did it for us, you told us it was for us. I knew when I brought the sacrifice, I knew it was for. Now you brought one, and the congregation knew what? That you had sinned. Point I'm making, we're not sitting here saying that we have to go with that the law of sacrifice is not done away with. That is not what we're saying. What we're saying is that the understanding, like we read earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like Thawon read. We was reading about the sacrifices, right. but it was everything for what? It was the same then, the same problems then, or our same problems now. We didn't understand.
God.
This is about Israel unifying and staying together. These are the things that we did so that we stay together as a nation now. You know what I'm saying? But we're reading about how we had to go, and our whole focus was doing the Father's will. We keep His laws and commandments. But we don't get to pick and choose which one we're going to keep and what we're not going to keep. We don't get to do that. You understand?
Pertaining to the situation, so now that those the animal sacrificial law is done away with, so now in today's time, if we do some kind of trespass against one another or against the Most High, without us trying to be over righteous and you know, like you described earlier, how would we make the amends now to please the Most High?
You know what you do now? Like you said, I got it. So I'm thinking, let's go to the New Testament. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, right?
Okay.
Give me 1 Corinthians chapter 8 and read verse 13, right?
Okay. 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 13. Come, you have it?
Come.
Wherefore, if meat make my brother to offend, I will eat no flesh.
You said if meat does what?
Make my brother to offend.
That means whatever I do. If I'm doing something and I've caused, because whatever I feel is okay, you know what I'm saying? Right. If all I'm doing that and it's causing my brother to offend, now I'm turning him into a person that is offensive. He said, I'm not going to eat no meat. I got to leave that alone. Right. No one can make that amends. I got to leave that alone. Because I'm now causing him, I'm turning him into this type of person. Right. Read on.
I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend.
Lest I make my brother to what?
Offend.
So first thing I'm going to stop that I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to be the example of teaching a young man to do what? Be offensive. Right. I'm going to teach him to be loving and forgiving, not offensive. So now, because I was headed to school, and y'all out street speaking, and some brothers walk down the street, they in their white garments, they walking down the street. Are you supposed to be taught to say things that are offensive to them? You're not. I'm not supposed to be taught that way. Because now all I'm teaching this brother to do is what? Offend. But if I teach him to offend, he is breaking the law now. He is trespassed against me. I'm walking down the street and you attack me. You just trespass against me. I can't teach that. So my example, number one, has to be better. Now, you finished 13?
Good.
From there, let that go. Now go to Luke, chapter 17, verse 3 through 4.
Come.
Luke chapter 17, verse 3.
Read.
Take heed to yourselves.
Do what?
Take heed to yourselves.
Go ahead.
If thy brother trespass against thee.
If your brother does what?
If thy brother trespass against thee.
Read.
Rebuke him.
You supposed to do what?
Rebuke him.
You correct him. You let him know. If he's trespassed, you're supposed to tell him. You correct him, but then you do what?
And if he repent.
And if he does what?
Repent.
If he says, you know what? I was wrong. You're right. I messed up. I was wrong. You was right. You went to the scriptures, man. You showed me where I was wrong. Cool. I'm wrong. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change. I won't do that anymore. If he does what?
If he repent.
Read.
Forgive him.
You have to do what?
Forgive him.
So if he repent, that means if I don't do that anymore, I changed that about me. Right. The scripture said, listen, New Testament, Christ said you have to do what?
Forgive him.
Read.
Verse 4. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day.
If I keep making mistakes, he said 7 times in one day, I done did something to offend you. I done messed up. 7 times in a day, what are you supposed to do?
And 7 times in a day turn again to thee, saying, I repent. Thou shalt forgive him.
He said, and 7 times in that day, he says, I repent. Damn, man, I messed up. I messed up. You got to forgive him. That's what the Bible says. That means your forgiveness says we're going to keep working together. Try to let that go because we got work to do.
Sir.
I got to overlook that because we got work to do. Is that it?
Go ahead.
Give me the next one real quick. Matthew. Matthew chapter 18 and verse 25, 18 and 15.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 13. Give me a call, y'all got it.
Good.
All right. Matthew chapter 18, verse 13.
Okay, read it.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee.
Moreover, your brother does what?
Trespass against thee.
What is trespass again?
Trespass. To commit any offense.
If your brother does what?
To commit any offense.
If your brother does what?
Commit any offense.
Read.
Violate any divine law.
He violate any divine law. Read.
Or any known rule of duty.
Or any known rule of duty. That means he didn't do his duty. If your brother does that, read on.
Go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone.
He said you're supposed to go to him and tell him what he did wrong.
God.
You go tell him what he did wrong. Read.
And if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
And if the brother listen, you gained your brother. Y'all stay unified. Because that was the whole purpose. Right?
God.
Read on.
But if he will not hear thee.
And if he won't hear you, if he gonna pull the rank, or he gonna operate as if, you young in the spirit, you don't know, what do?
Then take with thee one or two more.
Go ahead.
That in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
Then you go get a group, and as a group we come and we tell this brother. Right?
God.
We come together, we check this brother. Read on.
And if he shall neglect.
And if the brother still don't want to listen. Read.
To hear them.
Go ahead.
Tell it unto the church.
Tell it to who?
To the church.
That means brought out to the elders, brought out to the congregation. That means the elders now get involved. Read on.
But if he neglect to hear the church,
read.
Let him be unto thee as an heathen man.
He said that if he don't want to hear the church, if he's still going to be out of order on that, he said let him be unto you as a heathen man then. We're going to deal with him like we do with the nations, man. We're going to look at him like, this is Jake. This is a worldly dude. He need to be out there. Is that it?
And a publican.
What verse are you at?
That was in verse 17.
Good. So it's showing you, huh? You have to, all them stages, you still have to go through. If this man is off, then our duty is to do what? Show him that he's off. Our job is to show him, listen, this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you did wrong. His pride was strong because I could have, when the brothers told me in the beginning, I should have listened there. But my pride was strong. I didn't say I'm doing anything wrong. A group came to me. I still don't feel I'm doing anything wrong. Now the church don't come at me. But if at that point, when the congregation or the elders or that man's elders is dealing with him, and he still feel he ain't doing it wrong, then now we're going to deal with him like he out there. We demoting that man. You see what I'm saying? We're going to now, we're going to suspend that brother. Because that's a man that can't be corrected. So now I'm going to keep offending because I can't be corrected. But if I'm here humbled down, that means I'm trying to be what? I'm repenting. I'm trying to be corrected. You have to give him that. We have to forgive because he's trying to get it right. You understand? From there. Give me a Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 2. What you got?
Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 2.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 2 through verse 8.
Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 2. Stand in the gate of the Lord's house.
Do what?
Stand in the gate of the Lord's house.
The gate was always the what?
Where the elders were.
Where the elders were, right? So you had to stand amongst the elders of the Lord's house. Read on.
And proclaim there this word.
Read.
And say, hear the word of the Lord, all ye of Judah that enter in at these gates.
So listen, this is at the physical gates. But we're looking at that we must be, if I represent, and we're the elders representing Israel, then this was supposed to be told to us. These are things Jeremiah was supposed to go and now tell the people. Read on.
That enter in at these gates
Go ahead.
to worship the Lord.
Read.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, amend your ways.
Do what?
Amend your ways.
So this has always been about amending our ways, correcting our ways. I was supposed to give that opportunity. Read on.
And your doings.
Read.
And I will cause you to dwell in this place.
He said, I will now bless you. I will have you dwell in this city because you've amended your ways and your doings. This is about correcting yourself and getting right. This has always been about. We going home because we did what? We corrected our way of doing things. We learned to follow the Bible. So as a man makes a mistake, what is he supposed to do? Correct it. He's supposed to be correct. If he corrects himself, he's supposed to be received. Y'all understand?
Con.
That's what the scripture's saying. What verse you at?
Con, verse 4 now.
Read.
Trust ye not in lying words.
Trust where?
Trust ye not in lying words.
So we trust in actions, right?
Con.
It's supposed to be, you're supposed to show the change. That's why we do the trespass offering. Everything you gave and all that you had to give up, even when the fact that you said it, you had to earn forgiveness, right?
God.
I had to really change. So there's supposed to be that time period of, you know what? You're going to show me that you've changed. Not just tell me that. We ain't going to listen to the, I don't allow you to lie to me. I want to see your what?
Actions.
Your actions. But if this man is gone, how can you, how are you going to see it? You can't see it, man. He has to earn forgiveness. You have to give him the opportunity to earn it. He has to earn the opportunity to change his ways. And our job is to give him the opportunity to change it. That's what the scriptures say. Read on.
Come. Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. For if you thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if you thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor.
A man and who?
His neighbor.
So how do we know a real temple? How do we know that this is really the sanctuary of the Most High? How do we know that we are the ones that are really, the Most High is working with us? But we did one thing. It was about a man doing what?
Amend your ways.
He was doing what?
Amend your ways.
Read.
And your doings.
Read.
If ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man.
Hold up. Thoroughly execute judgment where?
Between a man.
Read.
And his neighbor.
And the Most High.
His neighbor.
And the Most High.
His neighbor.
It says his neighbor, right?
God.
So I know that I'm really that temple of the Most High when my focus was having men do what? Get along.
God.
I amended the offense between this man and his brother. That's how you know that you're sitting in a true school or a true place that the Most High ordained. Because now the focus is brothers operating together, loving one another, unifying with each other. That is the spirit that you are teaching, because that is what the scriptures promote. Read on.
Done.
What verse you at?
Verse 6. If ye oppress not the stranger.
If you do what?
Oppress not the stranger.
Let alone your brother. That means, can that be a brother you don't know?
God.
God.
But you didn't oppress him. You didn't hold him back. These are all the things that make you a legitimate what? Temple. Or a school, or a body of brothers that the Most High recognize. Because these are the things that you're teaching. These are the things that you promote. Unity. Working differences out. Read on.
Done. If ye oppress not the stranger, the fatherless, and the widow,
go ahead,
and shed not innocent blood in this place.
Wow. Read.
Neither walk after other gods.
Go ahead.
To your hurt. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place.
That's why if we try to get to the kingdom, we ain't going to make it to the kingdom until we fix that. Till we fix the relationships amongst one another. That's the way that has to be amended.
Time.
That's what the Most I was focusing on. How do we treat each other? My job is to go back, if I've offended or I shed innocent blood, go fix it. That is required of me. And then fix myself. And if I'm one that was offended, I got to forgive and work to mend that between men. If your camp is not working to mend the relationship between two people, that's the Most High with them. That's not what this is about. This is about us being one nation, unified together. That's how you know the Spirit and those brothers are truly following the words of the Most High. You understand?
Come on.
So with that, man, I done ran out of time, man. It's 10 o'clock. Every time we get good, huh? But with that, man, we gonna end it there. We don't keep it all night, you know. It's Monday. I done banged y'all last Monday, last Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, right? Sunday. Not Sunday. I'll give y'all one day, all right? But to come back, listen, but I hope the Most High blessing. I'll be back here on Wednesday. You know, I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm trying to, it's a road trips, man. I be getting off, dealing with the brothers there that have to get on the road. But I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? Because we getting to really bend that bond. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have Kazak back on hopefully this weekend, man. The Most High will, the Most High blessing. Oh yeah. We're going to send prayers up. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pray up. We're going to pray for the work that's being done up there. And these brothers safe return home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I was going to make an announcement.
And just to reiterate, you know, Passover is coming up. And again, if anybody can, you know, definitely help with donations towards that, you know, we still have the lamb that we're trying to get together for all the brothers and sisters. So if you can contribute any type of way. Listen, if you got to hook up with lamb somewhere that freshly slaughters it, hit us up. But if you have any monetary donations that you can give as well, remember, the Wells Fargo account is on the bottom of the screen. And as well, the Google Wallet account is ISBHPK at googlewallet.com. I believe that's what it is.
Oh, ISBHPK@gmail.com.
Slacky, there it is. It's ISBHPK at gmail.com. So once again, that's just for Passover that's coming up. That's going to be April 1st. Sterling Banquet Hall, 8475 Southwest Houston Parkway, Houston, Texas. Again, so yeah, so if you can help with any type of donations, that will be greatly appreciated. And we're definitely thankful to have the priest bond about to come through and to drop this beautiful class, man, for the last couple of weeks.
I've enjoyed it too, though. I really have.
Con. So with that, Listen, catch us Wednesday. Again, the class is going to be from 7 to 10 o'clock p.m. If you're here in the Houston area, come out, sit in class, and enjoy the class live, all right? There's brothers and sisters here in the classroom as well. And with that, we're going to say shalom. Shalom.